Hey man, what's up? So I want to take advantage of this beautiful day as well, and I want to detail my bike. Now, you're not supposed to detail your bike right under direct sunlight, but this is the only time that I have. But don't worry, I'm going to be dividing this video in segments so that you can watch only the parts that you want to watch, and the chapters are in the description box below. So yeah, let's get started. All right guys, so I just want to show you what I have to work with. I'll use this motorcycle cleaner as kind of like a pre-wash slash degreaser type of thing before I actually start washing the motorcycle. And I've got this degreaser. I'll use this for the underside of the motorcycle where grease and oil may accumulate. I've got some brushes. Any car soap will work. I just picked this one up, and microfiber mitt glove. This is what you really want to use. Definitely don't use like a regular towel or a t-shirt or anything like that. So that's it in regards to washing the bike. In terms of detailing, I picked up this pig spit. Try to give the motor a little extra shine, especially in those black areas. I went to Cycle Gear and I picked up this spray cleaner and polish. It works pretty well, you know, on everything, the paint and the chrome. This is what I'll be using to polish. And then of course you've got microfiber towels. So that's what I have to work with, and yeah, let's get started. All right, check it, yo. So the first thing I do is strip down the bike so that I can get into all those small areas and clean in there. And I guarantee you this, man, they don't do this for you in the dealership when you bring your bike to go get detailed. But hey, man, this is a labor of love, and not for nothing, I'm a little OCD about this stuff. So if you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. All right, so my next step is to degrease the bottom, to loosen up all that dirt and grime that builds up down there. And the reason I do this first is because I gotta lift up my bike to clean the tires. And since I don't have a small lift, I gotta find a way to lift the bike so that I can rotate the tires as I clean them. Now, you'll see what I come up with shortly. So I'll spray the degreaser on the bottom, wait a couple of minutes, let that soak in, and then rinse it off. I'll do this about a couple of times. All right, so now this is how I lift my bike. I take 2 spare car jacks and a piece of plywood. I'll place that on the bottom of the bike, and I'll lift each side slowly until the bike is level and the rear tire is off the ground. I will eventually get a small lift, but this is all I had to work with at the time. So obviously the first thing I'm going to start with is the tires. So let me show you this ghetto fabulous system that I have here. I basically took 2 car jacks and a piece of plywood and basically lined it up to the frame of the bike, where you usually would have a jack, and that's how you would lift up the bike. But since I don't have a jack, I'll get one day. This is what I came up with. It's just 2 regular car jacks, spare car jacks, and a piece of plywood there to hold up the bike. That way I could work on the tires and spin them around and as I clean them, and that should make life a whole lot easier for me. By the way, check out that white wall tire and how nasty it looks. Let's see if I can get a good focus. That's just nasty. I have a love-hate relationship with white wall tires. Okay, so now I can get started on the tires, which is the biggest pain in the neck, right? Now listen, the S100 works great. It worked like a charm on the front tires, but for some reason,
the rear tires were just giving me hell. Now, the instructions say to spray it on and then rinse it off and it'll clean your bike. And I can tell you right now, that's a bunch of bull crap. There's nothing, and I mean nothing, that works that good. However, the S100 works great, right? But what I do is I spray it on and then I'll scrub the tires and the spokes, and it does a pretty good job. However, for some reason, the rear tire just didn't want to work out as well as the front tire, right? So I took out the tub of towels, and the tub of towels was able to get the dirt off, but I had to scrub way too much. So I went old school, took out an SOS pad, and I went to town. And the dirt came off like a piece of cake. I did the same thing on the other side, but only used the SOS pad, and we be jamming. Finally, it's time to wash the bike. So after rinsing the bike off, I sprayed the S100 on the engine. I used a detail brush to get into those hard to reach places and the grills of the engine. And as I was rinsing it off, I saw a bunch of dirt just wash off. It was really nice.
All right, so now it's time to wash the bike. Make sure you have a rinse bucket and a wash bucket. Okay, rinse bucket, wash bucket. All right, don't wash and rinse with the same bucket. That's not cool. All right, let's get to work. All right, so now I take the rest of the detailing and I go inside the garage to get out of the sun. And one of the things that I do is I obviously remove the seats. And you can see that I have a rear fender skirt over here, and you can see that some humidity does get trapped in here, and some dirt actually gets trapped in here as well. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this out. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is remove the side cover. You can tell all this dirt and stuff that's in there. Now another thing I touch up is the floorboards. Obviously, if you can see, there are water spots in here. And you know what, just leaving that by itself like that after all the work that I've done, I mean, to me just tells me that that just looks, if you just leave this here, it looks like a half-assed job. So I'm gonna go ahead and I take a little of the polish and I'll work in between and start getting it. You don't obviously want to get it on the rubber parts because this is kind of slippery. So, and I'll just work it in between, and then I will dry it out, buff it out. And here's something that not a lot of people think about. How about the kickstand? Look at those water stains on there. I mean, look, if you're going to go through all this trouble, why not just, clean the kickstand? I'm going to put some polish on it and buff it out, and let's see how it comes out. Hold the camera here. So this is about the last part of my detailing here. When I take the side covers off, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna spray a little polish on it, right? And then buff it out and get it nicely polished. But you'll also notice that inside the side covers is a little dusty and a little dirty in here. So I'll grab a damp rag and I'll clean this out and then dry it off. I'm also gonna be polishing all of the luggage racks and anything else that has any type of chrome on it. I'm going to also bring all of the leather up here, and I'm going to be using this Harley Davidson leather protector, and you know, put it on the saddlebags, on the seats, on the backrest, just anything leather. And then finally, I'm going to bring the windshield up here, and I'm going to go ahead and clean that out because, as you see, I've assassinated a whole bunch of bugs out there. So anyway, yeah, that's it. All right. That's nice shine. Here's another thing that the dealer is not going to do for you. The dealer is probably not going to clean the inside of your saddlebags. And so what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to take some wipes. I'm going to clean the inside of the saddlebag. I'm going to clean the outside on both sides now. And then I'm just going to polish it. Let's see how it comes out. All right, so this is what the inside of the saddlebag looks like. So let's see how it looks like after I'm done with it.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
All right, so here's the after shot of what it looks like inside right now. I think it's much cleaner and it's much nicer and it looks brand new. Yeah, excellence is a habit.
This is not a drill.
Repeat, this is not a drill.
Is that all you got?